like cuts from 1,000 knives. I hear you call, but I'm still stumbling in the dark, a silent howl as I dissolve into your arms. I waited now, seduced by a sweet mirage. We could leave or we could stay, sedated, stayed wide awake. I can't do this anymore, it's hurting like it never has before. We could leave or we could stay, sedated, stayed wide awake. I can't do this anymore, it's hurting like it never has before. Jaded, the scar you left is like an open wound. I'm down and low, don't wake me up, it's still too soon. I hear you call, but I'm still falling deep in love. I'm washed away and carried to your sweet embrace. I waited now, seduced by a sweet mirage. We could leave or we could stay, sedated, stayed wide awake. I can't do this anymore, it's hurting like it
What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday! Welcome to day 3 of the Don't Force Me Cup, our 28,000 summer party! I hope you're ready for more amazing Warcraft 3 because we got 4 amazing players and hundreds, thousands of amazing fans around the world watching their plays. 4 players in the playoffs. We need 4 more to fill the next week with even more Warcraft entertainment. Yesterday, 12-hour stream. Today shall not be any shorter. Thank you, Rockefeller Fails, for the 27 month. Much love, mate. Old school OG eer0 Radio Rockefeller in the house. Same as Kaho and Fly and 120 and Sock. Yesterday we had the group of death. Skimmy with the 550s. Dude, you gifted 60 yesterday already. I won't prevent you anymore. I won't prevent you anymore from gifting any subs. I give up. I give up. That is a mission impossible. I know there's a new movie coming out, and I might be born on the same day as Tom Cruise, but I can't solve that mission. Much love, my dude. Much love, much love, much love. And of course, you can always reach out, dude. Always, always. So, that's crazy. That's a great start. Love to see it, everybody. Love to see it. Just like I love to see Warcraft 3 because it's the best game on the planet. It's the beautiful game. And Don't Force Me Cup is one of the most beautiful tournaments we have around. Next to, of course, our Dach Inferno, which we'll see the finals later today. But for everybody who was maybe a bit occupied with real life, this is the group stage. And what have we seen so far is the big question. 8 players go into the playoffs, of course. This tournament is a bit special because A, it's $28,000. B, it's super top heavy. And it's not only top heavy, it's top 1 heavy. More than half the prize pool goes to the winner. And of course, Fortitude is destined to win his 7th title in a row. But everybody has that little extra motivation here. 15K. It's absurd, dude. It is so absurd. So 16 players started. We lost a couple of players already. On day 1, it was Happy and Life going over Infi and Soin. And if you haven't seen it, guys, Happy versus Life, especially game 2 and 3. Unbelievable. Unbelievable scenes in front of our eyes. So in round of 16 elimination, Infi, former world champion, gets eliminated in the round of 12. Life was just the better player that day. And so Happy and Life, the favorites, prevail. Yesterday, Group C. And oh my God, was it heartbreaking. Especially for Starbuck. This series, and I will keep mentioning this series probably for aeons, because this might be one of my favorite human vs. orc matches of the 2020s. This was everything I love about Warcraft. Everything. Execution, tech timings, mind games, crazy scenes, Soul as my co-caster, and 2 of the greatest players that we have in 2025 duking it out in deck. Unbelievable that we have such games in the first round of a tournament. Fortitude, as so often, man, the big bout machine is not crumbling. He went through also versus Labyrinth, who then also fell to a Rising Moon. This is the group of death. A lot of people had Fortitude and Starbuck on their card. Maybe the Undead fans were rooting for Labyrinth, but in the end, it's the GOAT making it through. With the 2-0 in the end, also 2-1 against Starbuck, who maybe speculated a bit that Cheeky Strats might win him the thing. Didn't work out. Moon, rock solid, calm, collected, decision-making on point. A couple of mistakes here and there, maybe in the micro execution department, but the old brain of an almost 40-year-old Moon is still working goddamn fine. So that was Group C, and yeah, I mean, devastating for Levy and Starbuck to be eliminated here. They would have been insane contenders for the playoffs as well. But in the end, Moon prevails. Today, Group D with all 4 races represented once again. And I'm having a tough time selecting the top 2 here. IMO, Kaho is the big favorite. Kaho is playing out of his mind. DWCC Chinese qualifier was his, a top 3 run at the Dolphin Championship as well. Kaho seemingly the chosen one when it comes to finally breaking that curse of a tier 1 tournament that's going to the Night Elves. But for that, he has to perform today against the Fly, who really, really showed up in the qualifier. I was blown away by his performance versus Dice, but Dice and Kaho might both be 4-letter names. But Kaho is a little bit of a level ahead, isn't he? 1-0 in SOC. This is... Can we just draw a big question mark here? On paper, insane game. So promising. On paper, both can be top 2 of their respective races. SOC probably is. But if we draw comparisons to the Dolphin Cup that happened just a couple of weeks ago, we could see group stage SOC and early playoff SOC. And then he's probably the favorite and is one of the top contenders of the entire scene. Or we get the SOC of the time after, because he kind of fell apart, didn't he? A 15-minute best of 5 versus Happy. That was what eliminated him from the Dolphin Cup, and he never found his stride again, really. And for 1-0, it's also always my question, like, what kind of 1-0 will we see here? The golden boy, the necromancer that can defeat everyone on this planet? Or the average 1-0 that might be a bit occupied with his real-life job and family? We can talk about these players all we want, but at the end, what matters is what happens on the battlefield. And yeah, oh, the playoff bracket. I didn't show you the playoff bracket because the playoff bracket is predetermined. Moon is going to face the winner of Group A, that is Lin, Focus, Ice Orc, and Law Lion. So Group A will be played tomorrow. Happy will be facing the runner-up of today. So we could get Happy versus Sock, Happy versus Cow, Happy versus Fly, Happy versus 1-2-0. It is all possible. And then the winner of today will go up against Life, where we could get a Night Elf mirror. But also Life. He's back. After a 4-week slump, 6-week slump, he looked really good. And hopefully he can do even better. And then we have 2 Night Elf players, maybe even 3 Night Elf players with 1-0 who can attack the top 4. And then we're talking. Can I just express how awesome it is that it's so unpredictable? How often were we all here? And you know it's true. We were here so many Sundays, so many any days, really. And we could have predicted the winner, 90% of us, for almost the entire tournament, with then raising the question, oh, can beat Happy? Yeah, man, times are changing. And a lot of people got a shot. And a lot of underdogs are stepping it up and are reaching that higher level. I'm here for it, guys. I'm here for it. So, who do you think makes it through? Skimmy says Fly will make it. Kappa, if not, I will make the 700 full. Yes, give me with 675 gift subs. This is so nuts, man. Kaho should go through. Agreed. Can't believe we already lost Bucky and Labby. That group was crazy. Anybody could have made it through, really. Just finished watching Leon versus Francis. Let's see if the game will get as awesome as yesterday. Man, there was so much story going on. Leon tilted out of his mind. Still prevailing. That climax of the Dach Inferno later today. Gonna be good. The revenge of the Kaiser. The Emperor versus the Pope. Dach Inferno just delivers. I'm so happy about that league. I'm so happy about that league. Do you guys remember WFZ? Yes, of course. Wu Fajen. I met him a couple of times. Very nice guy. All the energy to Fly. Fly is a dark horse here. I will not try to pretend that Fly is not the underdog. Of course he's the underdog. Legend of the game. Mostly a streamer these days. But when he's on, he's on. And the qualifiers. I will point towards the qualifiers. He was so good there. Mr. Pavel, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. All the energy to Fly. We'll see, we'll see. I'm not so sure about that. Games should be starting any second at Don't Force Me Cup. The games are hosted super swiftly. Unlike the B Cup that do a lot of advertisements, that is not the case here in the Don't Force Me Cup. I want to give a big shout out to the sponsors of this tournament. Boss T, who is an absolute boss, as you know, from sponsoring all the tournaments. And HF Toon, who also blessed us with the Lawlight Cups, who also blessed us with the Dolphin Championship and will now also contribute to this very tournament. It's super good. Thank you, Sharky, for the raid. Mr. Criticism, welcome. And we're getting ready to go. I see a lot of players in the lobby. I will not join the lobby directly. It led to a few lags recently, and Leon yelled at me, so let's not do that. We apparently have to go through the map picks and bans, so that gives us some time to look at the ELO ranking. Because it is my favorite part of every Sunday, except the Warcraft games and your presence, of course. The ELO ranking gets updated. Hell yeah. The ELO ranking gets updated, and to nobody's surprise, Happy is still on top. Once again, dropping a few ELO points after losing that map to life. Fortitude and Kaho and Focus are catching up. So look at that. All 4 races represented in the top 4. And shout out to my buddy Tedster, German Orc player, present in the finals. We had a little interview with the players of the final, and he said, the state of Orc, guys, look at it. There's 2 players in the top 15 only. And Mr. Tedster, dare I say, there's 2 orcs in the top 5. That makes it so that orcs are most present at the very pinnacle of the scene. Therefore, orc must be the best race by far. Now, I'm waiting for your counter, my dude. Those are the heavy hitters. I think the top 3 are well established at the moment with Happy, Fortitude, and Kaho. It's very, very good to see that Focus is performing so well still after a lot of successful weeks of Warcraft, especially in the Lawlight Cups, still gaining points. And Lin made a giant leap. With winning the L Cup, of course, that contributed a lot. I gotta say, guys, I got no clue how Colorful got the points. What did Colorful do to get 10 ELO points? Oh, he defeated 40 in the Don't Force Me. Yeah, that helps a lot. And then wins against Focus as well. Okay. Yeah, if you beat 40, then you get a lot of points. 1-0 also climbing. Starbuck, unfortunately, dropping a little bit after being eliminated here. In Don't Force Me, Labby and Moon complete the top 10. Who surpasses Lawlight, who seems to be on a bit of a downtrend again. Similar to Sock, Life is making strides. And Fly still in the top 16. That's what we can draw from this. I love the ELO ranking, man. I love it so much. It's so good we have this. And I want to give a personal shout out to a friend of mine. Because not only does Stufka post this on Twitter every single Sunday, he also posts the highest, or the most improved players of that week. And it is my friend, 3-Way K, alongside my friend Cien, who are on the top of the ELO list of most improved player in this week of 2025. You guys made me so proud. You guys made me so proud. Congrats, everybody. You deserve it. This guy mostly only does tower pushes. Still working in 2025. Ain't that grand. Izzy #1. Oh, Coloss, I see you here. Mr. Coloss. There's also a list of players who lost the most ELO. And guess who's on top here? Guess who's on top there? Greetings, Coloss. Hello. Oops. Poor soul. Ah. Icy on top, Coloss in the dirt. What a world we live in. It is what it is. Our game still hasn't started, by the way, but Fly has arrived. Schadenfreude mode. First of all, Schadenfreude is a wonderful word. And a little bit. It was the timing, dude. It was the timing. Mr. Soul Glider, a kiss on the forehead for your presence here on this channel. Bro, of course Coloss will bounce back. And if he's not bouncing back, he just sends a picture to the creator of that ELO ranking, and that's intimidating enough for them to change the ranking. Nah, man. Coloss. Big arms, big heart. One of my favorite people in the scene. Yeah, Schadenfreude is wonderful. Oh, I'm so surprised. I'm so curious about Fly, guys. I love his playstyle. Super exciting. You know it. We'll take notes how many Blade Masters he's gonna lose here today. But in the qualifier, I've rarely seen a Fly that good. It's kinda reminiscent of his WAL performances, where all of a sudden, Fly made a top 4 again. Like how? Like how? He just decides that it's time to get this running. Fly is not human. Fly is orc. Sky is the human you might be thinking of. Oh, we have the map selected. I think we're good to go in 3 minutes. We got the old generation, one of the eternal gods of Chinese Warcraft and Fly. Clearly best orc ever to come out of China. No competition. Also one of the funniest and jolliest guys. Against the new generation in Kaho. I really hope that Kaho can deal with the pressure. To be the chosen one. To be the Night Elf. And he got the most potential to be that S-tier Night Elf player. And I don't know if it's just a feeling. I don't have any stats on this, but it feels like he's closer than ever to get these performances. Game is up. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. And then we're good to go. So again, chat, who is it? Who's gonna be the 2 players advancing from the group? Kaho, Fly, 120, and Sock. I think it's very hard to call. I think it's incredibly hard to call. Kaho and 120, Fly and Sock. Being visible in the legendary Back to Warcraft stream is enough for me. Always the posy vibes by Coloss. I love it. Lots of Fly fans here. That's really cool. Since he's not that present in the higher echelon of the Warcraft scene, I thought his popularity might have dipped a little bit. But no. The man, probably with the biggest smile in Chinese Warcraft. Everybody remembers the cat ear headphones. Does he stand a chance though? I think it's a lot of momentum for Fly. If he has a good start, okay, we take it from there. But if it's like a 4 Death Blade Master game, then this could be a quick elimination. It could be quick eliminations, I think, for Fly, Sock, and 120 if they are not bringing their A game today. They gotta perform. One minute. And then the cooldown is off and we can watch it. So this is the tale of the tape of the two players, everybody. Kaho and Fly, two very, very strong Chinese players duking it out. Kaho momentarily at the 3rd place in the ELO ranking, best Night Elf in the world. Fly still part of the top 16. According to the ELO ranking, 3rd best orc in front of Soin. That's crazy. Despite Fly having this big legacy, historically, Kaho has the upper hand pretty much every single time. And if we look at the results recently, it's also very one-sided because Fly struggles a lot to get a single win off of Kaho, who is a freaking beast in this matchup and in general. Game number 1 of day number 3. 2 more players for the playoffs of the $28,000 Don't Force Me Cup. Kaho and Fly duking it out. We start things on Northern Isles. And Night Elf versus Orc has been in flux recently. Hard to say where the meta is. Hard to say where the meta is going. It feels like we see a lot of Dryad into Bear transitions. But if you want to show some innovation, this is the tournament. Let's go! Get some action on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. Kaho, he can choose between Demon Hunter and Keeper, pretty much. Everything else would be a great surprise. Even though Neutron is playing bottom first, I don't think many other people do it, especially in China, where the Night Elves are a little more conservative than on the rest of the world. Fly, Blade Master. Has to be Blade Master. His signature hero, even though, of course, Farseer is prevalent in other matchups, versus Human, for example, versus Night Elf, Blade Master, Blade Master, Blade Master, and then what's he running into? Immolation, Mana Burn, Entangle, Treants, Thorns Aura later? We'll figure it out. So prediction number 1 is correct. Demon Hunter prediction is also correct, playing pretty much according to the norm. And these matchups, they're oftentimes a bit slow, but got super explosive fights at the end of the game. That is because both heroes are incredibly strong. You don't want to expose fragile units like archers to the Blade Master. Grunts on the other side don't do that much damage. They help a lot with creeping, but in the direct encounter, they're also a bit too slow to make anything work. So nothing's really in danger of dying, but we'll see how clean the creep routes are. We'll see how clean the build orders are. All these little indicators of who's doing the best job here on the first map, which will pave the way for a super close group stage. Demon Hunter starting things with the Ring of Protection, which is fantastic. There will be some encounters between Blade Master and Demon Hunter. It's just inevitable. Kaho already with the Wisp caught, got the information, and burns a little bit of mana. Lumber shall not be an issue. Kaho decides it's time for Creepcraft with Immolation. Barely anything is as fast as Immolation creeping. And that is a clean level 2 here. Fly too late for the steal. A lot too late? No, that's not how you say it. Very late to the party, if that was his intention. But he was hiding behind the trees. And now he's ready, if the Windwalk lasts that long. Any last hit might destroy a level 3 creep route. Fly with the first steal of the day. Archers make sure that the second Murloc is going on the account of Kaho. Can you clip that Windwalk dodge? Might have to show it after. And I might need another coffee, apparently. But yeah, these are the exchanges. With the Ring of Protection, Demon Hunter should be stronger. Also with Evasion, incredibly powerful passive you got there. But yeah, Kaho clean. The Shadow melts on time. The Wisp was safe, not safe, but denied, you know. And another clean creep. I am impressed with Kaho in the first 4 minutes. You know the Warcraft scene. You know our Night Elves, right? It's always who's the Night Elf of the week? Who's the strongest Night Elf of the week? And there's very little consistency. Sometimes it's Kaho, sometimes it's Live, Lawlight, Moon, even Colorful. But this is now maybe the 4th week in a row where it's Kaho again. Including the Dolphin Cup, including the Chinese qualifier for the Dolphin Cup. So it's been quite some time. And it seems like he's not letting go. Very, very motivated with these 2 tier 1 tournaments. Basically back to back. Oh, illusion, immolation, creeping. Dodges Fly on the right hand side. Fly has no idea that this is happening. It's nicely equipped, I gotta say. With evasion, claw, circlet, but that Demon Hunter, he's just creeping this entire camp. Sold the item already. I didn't really see what it was, but apparently it doesn't matter anyway. But maybe it's a good early game for Fly since he didn't lose his Blade Master yet. He can't enter, right? Wow, reveals the blade. No chance for Wisp harass, no chance for Lore harass. And then when he wants to get the units out, he can just move the tree somewhere.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oi, 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 Kaho is good. And Kaho is reading the game super well, too. He does it again. He creeps both middle camps. Shadow Hunter is out, but Fly apparently has no idea. Ankh, immolation level 2. Is it just me or is this kind of a crazy good early game by Kaho? Beastery and Lodge is the play. Shadow Hunter's trying to creep. Ogre is dead, thankfully. So no steal. Shadow Hunter didn't decide to go for Hex yet. There might be an opportunity. 2 crits in a row. Another crit. Flies Saint Sword. But also misses on the other side. Rune Braces at the shop. Thank you, Lugi. Thank you, the Crestfallen. 5 gifties. Hail Satan, everyone. How's my favorite stream and chat doing today? It is a very, very good start, I gotta say. Demon Hunter back. New fuel. He gets Entangle in. Oh, this timing is supposed to be a Hex timing, but it turns into an Entangle timing. Could have passed the Ankh. He does pass the Ankh, so this Hex is useless. Gets another Entangle out. Keeper dies, but will be back in a second. Kaho moves the Demon Hunter in front of the blade, who can't go for Windwalk anymore. Immolation damage. Can't reach. That was close, but so much damage done. Ankh triggered, but in exchange for Hex mana and another Entangle. The first Raider, this is crucial. Kaho is tearing Fly apart at the 7-minute mark. 1 grunt is the army.
Player's forces are under attack.
Excuse the wording, but holy shit. And again. Oh, I thought the critter might kill the Shadow Hunter thanks to Immolation. Is he that tanky though? There's a potion. There's a potion. No staff! And he has to go for the town portal. Well done. Well salvaged by Fly. This could have been even worse than it already was. 2 hero losses would have probably been the end. But now Kaho. Moonjuice was used before by that Demon Hunter, so not too much spell power. And Fly showing signs of life. Love to see it. Now we need levels. Demon Hunter is level 3.7 already.
A player's forces are under attack.
So both players need healing. Both players need mana. For the Orc, that's a little more expensive. We got tier 3 up. We get bears. And then this already strong Demon Hunter gets supported by Rejuvenation. Blade. Waiting in the shadows. Gets it. Prevents level 4 for now. But only if he gets the other Tuskar as well. Is the title wrong for you guys? I'll change it after the game. Something must have gone wrong here. Because I for sure changed it. Next fight. With the first Master Bear already. Overlay. Oh, I see. Blade in trouble. He has an Invo Potion. Good shop control right there. Demon Hunter can't say the same. But who needs an Invo Potion when you have Reju and double evasion? 7-second safety. He has to get another heal wave out, which is always a little suboptimal if it's only level 1. But guys, this is just the Kaho show. It's Kaho's world and we're just living in it. And thanks to another super strong Demon Hunter, Fly might have been able to survive a little bit at the 8-minute mark, but the 10-minute mark is his demise. That's another Kodo falling. That's another bear down. Boom! If there was any question if Kaho has conserved his shape from the past weeks to today, that's not a question anymore. That was the answer. And a demonstration of force by Kaho. No chance by Fly. No chance to get any big creep steals in the beginning. No chance to stop the Demon Hunter from leveling. No chance whatsoever. No creep jacks either. It was well done. It was good Warcraft by Fly, by Kaho. And now we'll see if Fly can bounce this back. He only lost his Blade Master once, so it's a solid foundation. And this Kaho is a threat for another top 3 run. Maybe even further. It's been a long time since he was in a grand final. I think that was TPL. Might have been a WAL. I confused the tournaments when they changed their names, basically from season to season. What's the Wisp Dog? Yeah, where's the clip? Where's the clip, chat? I asked for a clip. Where is it? Windwalk dodge. Got it. Lugi. Perfect. As always, Lugi is saving the day. Wait. Watch clip on channel. Is that too late? That's just the Murloc, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe there's no clip. I don't know. What I know is that we got game 2. Springtime up. From one icy map to the other. 1-0 lead for Kaho. Very convincing. Fly has some catching up to do here. I guess this early game can spiral out of control, right? If you have no solution for this Demon Hunter and if you can't stop him. The creep route by Kaho was crazy. Little skirmishes in the beginning. And then Merchant into Marketplace. That then, of course, was like level 3.5 right away. So, can Kaho just advance into the winner bracket final in record time? I think this was one of the shortest games that we had all tournament. Except some Infi games, of course. And I wonder if Fly is changing things up. I don't think the foundation is wrong. I think he also got some sweet execution in terms of timings. But not good enough to contest Kaho. This Kaho is scary. Again, Demon Hunter, classic creep at the Tuska and the Mammoth. And then we might be contesting this little green here in case Fly is not going for it. But yeah, the setup stays the same as it oftentimes is. And then on tier 2, we have differences. This aggressive keeper was also nice when you're usually trying to dodge the middle to not get caught by Hex. Kaho was not afraid of that at all. I got Nature's Hex. It's called Entangle, and I'm gonna F you up, guys. And yeah. Night Elves have sped up their creeping by a lot, not finishing the entire camp most of the time. Again, starting with the ring in this brawl-heavy early game. Super important to get. And Fly is not contesting the middle just yet. Oh. Can only a grunt finish this creeping? That is weird. Varian Vrin, thank you for the 60 month. That is 5 years if my math checks out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Kaho maybe gambling a bit on Fly aiming at the Merchant, which he's not doing. Going for the null. Once again, with Immolation, Fly with Windwalk and Backstab is making sure that no harm can be done from this demon to the Gnoll. So he has to do all that, but another Ensnare hits the grunt. Oh no. Very, very unfortunate. The creep gets the last hit, but of course a grunt lost is a grunt lost. And this bait. Oh. He's revealed. He's dead. Well. Fly doing Fly things, huh? This is a vintage Fly game so far. Oh my god. Kaho destroying people. Oh man, and that's so sad after Fly last week. It was, I think, Wednesday. It was actually this week still. Right? The group stage started on Friday. The qualifiers ended on Wednesday. It was this week. It's just 4 days ago. It looks like a different person. Incredible. And, of course, obviously, Kaho a bit better than Dice. But yeah, this is another Mission Impossible here. Fly needs like 1 million crits. To get back into this game. Good for Kaho. Chill, relaxing start to the tournament. The real challenge will then come in the winner bracket final, and Fly can... I don't know what you can do to change the shape from Sunday to Wednesday again, but hopefully he has a plan. Okay, some creep steals here maybe. Some item steals. Oh, but Windwalk was about to run out, hey? And these are just attacking archers. This ruins the creep spot a little bit. Nicely identifying after game 1 that Kaho is aiming for the merchants and for the big camps with the Demon Hunter. But yeah, the mid games are oftentimes wide open as nobody is doing any big timing attacks. It's all geared towards the late game. Big healing, claw, boots, dust. He got everything. Fly is pretty much empty-handed. Trying to go Radar Walker again. A unit combo that he's been playing for many years.
A player's forces are under attack.
But how are you supposed to catch up in levels with this? I don't think you can. And it's a hero dependent matchup. It's a level dependent matchup. Plus you need gear. Respect to Fly for staying in this and trying. Orcs have done some crazy comebacks in the past with an out of control Blade Master, but yeah, you gotta get there. Can only hope for Kaho to get a little complacent. Oh, that doesn't look like complacency, does it? That looks like I'm gonna be at your throat and I'm gonna tear you apart. Kein Plan, thank you for the 30 month. But yeah, this game will only have one winner. Of course, it's somewhat easy to blame it on the matchup. But as I said, Fly has been very different this week in this matchup, where he looked like a killer, where all the timings were right, where the creep checks were great, where the creeping worked out, where the gearing was nice.
Player's forces are under attack.
But it's just full throttle onto the second hero again. Very similar to Northern Isles, actually. Maybe a bit overly aggressive, but if you have a Demon Hunter like this, with a potion like this... I don't know if it's the greatest thing to do to focus that Demon Hunter with level 1 evasion. It's again an early radar kill. And this... Oh, the creeps, man. God damn it. We have a Telestaff and an Entangle, and that's another Blade Master kill. Look how great an early staff is. This is the second time. GG. GG. Night Elves around the world, please take notes that an early Staff of Preservation is a very good and affordable tool to have. Game-winning play. I mean, the game was quite far ahead at that stage already, but nicely done by Kaho. Excellent Warcraft by Kaho. 5 gifted subs by Soul Glider. Very happy about the night of Kaho's performance, apparently. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this was a demonstration of force and exclamation mark towards everybody else in the tournament, and one of the best performances all tournament. Of course, it needs 2 to tango, right? I'm spreading wisdom over here. There's only one winner in the game. It needs 2 to tango. Fly allowed these plays. Kaho wasn't really threatened, but Kaho was shining. Kaho was shining real good. And unfortunately, we didn't get the full potential of a Fly. Hopefully, he can reset a little bit. There's 2 series now between his next match. Get in shape a little on the ladder or step away from the PC. Whatever works best for you. Whatever works best for you. Mr. Glider, I will respond to your DMs after the cast, if that's all right. So you're not waiting. You're not waiting for any responses now. We'll get through with this. Because next up is a hell of a match. Two people that could be in any top 4 of any tournament. Not ever, but in the past 5 years. 1-0. And Sock. Yeah, Kaiser, you're right. Qbert, why won't you talk to us? Soul Glider Qbert has this tendency of like I know he's a very good caster, right? And I know he's a likable person most of the time, except sometimes on ladder. Am I right? So I invite him to cast, but this guy has 3,000 elo when it comes to excuses. I gotta go to work at some point. My microphone doesn't sound too good. I don't know this matchup. What else? My cat is sick. I got food poisoning. It's crazy. Yeah, so Kaiser is right to put pressure on him. Maybe in 2035 we'll get a Qbert cast again. But before we get that, we get 1-0 in Sock, and I think we should all be freaking hyped about this. Human vs. Undead, amazing matchup. 1-0 in shape, amazing player. Sock as well. Sock coming off of a top 4 finish at Dolphin Cup. 1-0, not that great. A top 8 finish it was, and not a high performing one. Since then, a couple of weeks have passed, and who improved more? Who can threaten Kaho in this group and maybe steal the group stage win from him? 1-0, as an amazing player as he is, I feel like his matchup versus Human is a bit behind everyone else. And I've been very, very loud saying Labyrinth is currently the second best undead in the world. The elo ranking doesn't really say that, but Sock is for sure the second best human in the world, and there is no doubt about it. When we go by previous results, it is Sock the big favorite here, with a 3-1 win at WSB, 3-2 wins, and a 4-1 win as well. Is it a 1-0 that is motivated to win another big championship, to show the world that he's still got it? Or is it another underperforming 1-0? And same can be said for Sock. Can he repeat his top 4 finish and make up for that disaster of lower bracket semifinal? The 15-minute best of 5 versus Happy was very hard to watch for all of us, I guess. Or will it be that performance again? Off we go. Archmage versus Crypt Lord. So far, not much has changed except our sub counter. Thank you very much. A very bad aim for the 3-month. Pog indeed. So no Mountain King, no Paladin, just the good old Archmage. I was speculating a little bit towards the Dreadlord, because on this map, 1-0 was incredibly successful with the Dreadlord, and Labyrinth as well. But maybe that's reserved for the playoffs? We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Early backpack by Sock. Can he steal items? He builds no shop, right? So this has to be to steal items. Wish I were rich. Thank you for the sub. So 1-0 picked up the first item, but if he moves across and is creeping at the same time as harassing, that's the time for the footman to shine. The Soul Apeman YouTube Shorts steal might be doable here. Sock is not going for the upper left, where 1-0 is expecting him to be. Goes to the middle. A bit harder to hold here. But 1-0 plays it clean, plays it safe. Wait. Wait, he got it! He got it! Oh my. He got it! Oh baby, she's got it. Oh, he... That this works out, dude. That this works out is crazy.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, you don't expect this. I don't think you check the inventory of a footman. Let's be honest. Sometimes we don't even check the inventory of the heroes. The overlay is a little bit bugged, unfortunately, but the footman got the mantle. Holy, and it's a mantle.
Siege.
Dude is at plus 11 damage already.
Attack.
What a play. What a sweet, sweet, sweet shenanigan by Sock. And now we try to wash this haunted gold mine away, and my lord, is this wide open. Two water elementals attacking at the same time. There is no doubt this expansion is cancelled. It's all about the counterplay now. Sock might lose a worker here and there. It's fine.
A player's forces are under attack.
As long as he keeps the undead expansion down. Bit interesting to see that 120 is playing Happy's meta for a long time. Oh, Archmage Surround. Well done. For a long time, he tried to play pretty much everything that Happy isn't playing. But now it's basically more of the same.
A player's
Not the end of the world yet. With that surround and the big damage on an Archmage, old man has to stay far behind to not get impaled anymore. But 120 is charging up. The play of the game, surely the item steal. But who's in a better position? I'd argue that's 120. Up until he stabilizes. Oh, staff play maybe? He got boots. No money for a staff, unfortunately. There was a unit ready. Or there is still, this footman. 120 sees it though. Lots of movement on the map. Lots of chasing going on. Should always have the better end for 120 in this regard. And that buys quite some time. Is it enough time? Archmage has another water elemental. It's gonna be close. Might be a game deciding moment right here. And that's a hold. If you sacrifice 2 or 3 ghouls for that, totally fine. Sock getting surrounded there and losing so many hit points without any real source of healing is ruining his early. And good to see 120 stabilizing. Kaiser, thank you very much for the sub. Base is still open. 5 workers on lumber seems a bit low. But yeah, finally a shop. That was risky.
A player's forces are under attack.
Items, of course, a little low on the 120 side after the steal. But who really cares? Mana also. Mana is a bigger problem for sure. But on 120 side, we tech, we graveyard, we crypt, we build more ghouls, transition into fiends. Finally some healing from some footmen, but militia has to be called again, and that comes as a time where lumber is already low and the tech is already delayed. So I think the first 7.5 minutes, good start for 120. Plus that militia call, man. Ooh. His tech timing is way off. 120 also feeling comfortable, I think. Indicated by the fast tech. No ghoul run-bys anywhere. Fortification in terms of 1 Naruk tower. That's not much. So you gotta respond to this. As so many players in Warcraft, I feel Sock is very much a momentum player. When a series starts well, he plays a good series. If a series starts as a disaster, he has a hard time turning the momentum around. Stream lagging? For me, it's fine.
Player's forces are under attack.
F? This is not on me. Maybe it's the restream? Same? Still? No, no, no. Okay, little hiccup. Sorry about that. F5, F5, F5. Yeah, seems to be some issue on the restream. You didn't miss anything, guys. It was just a little bit of running around. Expo's still up despite a little bit of harass. And it's Footman versus Fiends, Beetles, whatever you'd expect. It is still a heavy hitting Archmage with the second claw, so plus 16 on every shot. But it's all about tech timings now. And in the tech timings, 120 is far ahead. He got tier 2 already, DK coming, Slaughterhouse as well. Seems like every undead is going for Burrow now super fast after the patch. Second Rex. Sock could make a case of going rifles early then. How do you stop 120? This would be the perfect snipe. Little bit of extra damage, but no, too far progressed. Fiends are here, staff as well. 120's reactions on point so far. And like a lot is happening in terms of exchanges and damage and brawling, but not much is happening. If you know what I mean, especially like in terms of kills. There's no dedicated pushes yet. No one is really venturing out of the norm of that tier 3 situation. And no crazy levels reached yet. This is still everybody's game. Sock just had the second Rex ready. He might need it anyway. For if there's a faster push than you would expect. But that's not the case.
A player's forces are under attack.
What? Okay, I'm gonna switch the server. Is YouTube fine?
A player's forces
Or is
are
YouTube
under attack.
bonked as well? Alright, hopefully we're back. And hopefully this is more stable than it was now. Sorry. Again, you didn't miss anything. What the hell?
A player's forces are under attack.
I'm here. Okay, we are right back to the big push. 80 food and Sock doesn't have much. Sorry for that experience, everybody. We got a Mountain King out, level 1. Still the same shit. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cast this map. Still the same shit. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cast this map and then we reset again. Because this seems very hard to hold on the Sock side. We get Knights, Griffins, Gyros, Paladin. Sock needs a couple of seconds more. And then he might muscle up a big army.